everything you say will be on record.
Oh yeah.
And there was a lawsuit about that, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, you can put this in what's called valet mode. So if I pull into a restaurant and a valet was going to park it for me,
Yeah.
you can put it in valet mode. It automatically turns on all the recording devices. It automatically locks it down so you can only go a certain speed. You can't go over 3,000 RPM.
Yeah.
It locks this little secret compartment so nobody can get into it if you want to keep something in there personal. And the lawsuit was invasion of privacy because the valet driver didn't realize he was being recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Can't really.
All right.
It's pretty crazy.
And then we've got the normal navigation stuff on here too. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
It sounds amazing.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
It's really sweet. My dad's so jealous of me.
We'll have to be mindful of, with the colder temperatures, the tires don't grip quite as
Grip
well.
the same, yeah.
It was a good deal that I actually drove it to church and back this morning because that helped warm everything up.
Yeah.
Once I get a little pump on the gas. And with downshift. Don't have to, but it's just fun. So we just kind of take it easy a little bit while we get the tires warmed up.
Yeah.
What's the fastest you've ever gone in kilometers per hour?
About 120.
About
And
120?
I think that's the fastest I've been with Dad
Okay.
when he's been speeding illegally
Alright.
through the south city.
Well, we'll take it easy on the city streets here. By the way, this will show us in miles per hour, so that's good. This will be showing you in kilometers per hour. I can't even see this analog gauge over there. That's predominantly for your benefit.
Yeah.
But I can see, obviously, I've got the speed here and I've got the speed up in my head-up display.
Yeah.
But I forgot I had my radar detector set. It's another GPS-enabled device that...
It's handy though. You can just feel it's such a powerful car.
Very powerful and very agile. Oh, the handling on it is amazing.
It's so smooth.
Especially with these tires.
How many horsepower is it?
It is 460 horsepower.
460.
460.
Wow.
And about the same amount of torque. A lot of times people measure torque more than horsepower.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's actually maybe 465 torque.
Wow. That is amazing.
Of course, normal cars will be in the 200 range, maybe 300 for
Yeah.
even sports cars.
Cars.
Around 300 horsepower. So.
Yeah.
And the other part of the equation is weight. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know in kilograms, but this car is about 3,100 pounds.
3,100.
As opposed to the van that we ride around in
Yeah.
is probably closer to 5,000. So
Wow. So this is actually quite a light.
very
car.
light, and they take great pride in that because horsepower to weight ratio is what's really important.
Yeah. That was cool.
We just hit 130.
138.
Yeah,
Saw that. I was like, wow.
and we're not trying.
We're not even trying.
This is the city street that we should not be going quite that fast, but there's nobody on the road, as you can see, and as the camera will record.
It was a clear road. It was perfectly safe.
But it is a little addictive.
I can imagine it would be.
That power and feeling that
You just want to keep.
G-forces sucking you back in the seat like
Yeah.
that.
It's pretty spectacular. Hope none of those are a mufti coat.
Yeah, right. I haven't seen any muftis in those kinds of
those
vehicles.
areas.
They're usually
You can kind of pick the
Dodge,
vehicles.
yeah, Dodge Dodge Chargers, they do. And
As
there's,
the time is like, I think it's an SUV or something. I can't even remember. That you can pick them.
there is one around Cary here that is a Mustang that they have.
Okay.
It's going back over Lake Crabtree here.
I was going to say, I haven't seen this lake. Wow. Okay, that's like really good.
It's a nice little. It's not really a large lake,
It seems to be.
but it's nice. We'll take a quick jaunt down here just to.
Speed limit 45.
Yeah, we're only doing 55, so we're not doing too bad.
See, in New Zealand, you would be pinged for that. It's, at the moment, in holiday season, it's 1 kilometre over the speed limit.
Oh, is
and
that
you
right?
get pinged, and then usually, I think it's 4 kilometres. So, they are really strict, which is it's kind of ridiculous. But they're all about their road safety.
Yeah, here if you're,
How many miles is it over?
if you're over, actually on the interstate where it's 70 miles per hour speed
Yeah.
limit, if you're at 75, you're fine. If you go 80, they'll easily pull you over. And anything
Yeah.
between 75 and 80, they may.
They may, but yeah.
But usually if you're at least under 10 miles an hour over the speed limit, you're not in too bad a shape.
Okay. It's not too bad.
No, they're pretty good about it. Around town though, because the speed limit is lower, if you're doing 50 and a 45, they may
Yeah.
end up pulling you over for that.
Oh, okay. Wildlife. Turtles. Why would there be turtles walking across the road? Oh, the
Because
lake.
the lake,
I
yeah,
only just clicked. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen on the sign.
that is quite odd.
Beware of turtles.
So yeah, this is Lake Crabtree.
Okay.
People come
Let's go.
over and there's a place up here where you can rent a kayak,
Oh, cool.
or maybe even paddle boats. Is someone concerned about your safety?
No, it's my old physics teacher.
Oh, okay.
He's just messaged me. Should I tell him in a Corvette going over the speed limit greatly? I'll message him when I get back. Apparently he's back in Christchurch, so it's
Oh,
quite
okay.
cool. He's always over in the Ukraine for ages, teaching at a school there, so he's back
Oh.
home. So I don't know if he's given up his job here or not. So how often do you go to the track?
About anywhere between 6 and 10 times a year.
Oh, okay, so you
Yeah.
always kind of go, and is it kind of just to get it running on the track, or do you compete?
It's all of them are these high performance driver events where
Oh, okay.
I'm going up to drive my own car on the track for pleasure, enjoyment, fun.
Oh, okay.
See if I can get a little better. All the because you
Yeah.
can time yourself. They're not races, so no one wins. There's no trophy
Oh,
or
okay,
anything
that's
like that.
quite cool.
Yeah, it's just for everyone to improve their own abilities.
Yeah.
And then I also instruct, so
Oh, okay, you
I'll
take
ride.
students.
Yeah, I'll ride in the passenger side where you are.
Yeah.
If you were an instructor, you'd be riding there in a high performance sports car like this,
Yeah.
and we'd have our helmets on, but we have microphones and speakers that allow us to hear very well.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And you would be telling me what to do. And
Oh, okay.
all I have control over the car is my voice, because you've got somebody driving
Yeah,
that
and
may
you're
or may
kind
not
of like, okay.
ever have been to the track before. And all I have to control that whole situation is
Your
telling
voice.
them
Wow.
what to do and how to do it. This is a great place for a picture, so we've got to take the opportunity to do it. It's going to look like I'm going to back into the lake, but I'm not. I promise.
I'll trust you. This once.
I'm going to open the door because I want to see where that median is.
To be
Just a quick-
honest,
This, of course, is a boat. It's a boat launch.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden this thing just floated on the water.
And then drove like that. I'm gonna leave it running, so the camera will be running. This will be good. We'll go out in front and it'll get us on camera.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'll get a picture of you with the car in the background.
I'll pretend I drove it here. Yeah. It's falling over, can't you?
Alright, now I've got another feature to tell you about that's going to come in really handy here.
Yeah.
When we're on a slope. Have you driven a clutch car before?
I have, and I hated it.
Okay. So, you know how it's like to try and start up?
Yep. Yep,
So
I refuse to do it.
most people are petrified of a hill like this because now you've got to start up, the car's rolling back, it's just, but when I take the emergency brake off, when I hold my brake on and I let off my brake, we'll stay here for 5 seconds and then it releases.
That's really good. Why can't all cars have that?
They just have to design it in it. There's cost associated with it and so forth. So it makes it so much easier because now I can release the brake, get my foot on the gas, and away we go.
That's pretty cool. You know, the cars that we've got at home are all stick drives. They're all manual.
Okay, very few automatic.
Very few autos. Autos are just starting to come in now, and around town they're really good. I want an auto, but Dad wants me to try and learn stick.
It's good.
I'm like,
it's really good to learn how to drive a manual transmission a stick because you may have to at some point.
Exactly, and I do want to learn. I just don't want to get my first license on it because I feel so much more comfortable concentrating on the road.
True.
And then I would definitely want to learn it, just not straight away.
Now, is your moped? By the way, you control your own temperature over there. So we're independent of each other. So that's the cooled seats. Yeah, go ahead and touch that. And then if you want up or down, you can change. You know what? This is saying that your door is open.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and open it and give it a good pop, closing it. Will it open?
Not while we're moving, I don't think.
Maybe it won't. Now we're good.
Better?
So that's the heated seats now. So you can go from heated to cooled.
The cool one's weird.
And then you control your own temperature over there. I control my own temperature over here.
That is crazy.
If you put yours really cold and I put mine really hot, we'll have a storm front that'll develop in between us. That's a little meteorological joke.
Wow. There's so many just features. I wouldn't know where to start.
So, another feature I'll introduce you to, because when you're shifting gears, you hear me kind of blip the gas.
Yeah.
That's just for fun when we're shifting up.
Yeah.
But when we're shifting down, I need to blip the gas to get the RPMs at the right level for that lower gear that I'm going to. And when we're on the track, that's very tricky. We do a technique called heel toe, where I actually have my foot on the brake full on because we're braking very heavily, but I reach over with the side of my foot and blip the gas so I can downshift.
Okay.
And it's kind of a tricky maneuver. This car has what's called rev match. See the little number that says 2?
Yeah.
See it turned to yellow now?
Yeah.
Alright, now the car is in rev match mode. When I shift down, it's automatically going to rev to the exact right position for that gear. I didn't do that.
So it did it automatically?
The car
Wow.
did it. The car did it. So I do it myself when I want to, but if I want to, I can have the car do the rev match for me.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
That's really cool. I guess it's more of a skill to do it yourself, so you kind of want to be able to learn to do it.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people consider it cheating because when you're on the track and you're driving for real, you ought to develop the capability to do your own heel-toe method to do your own rev match. But this just allows the machine to do it. And honestly, the machine will do it more accurately than I ever would because it has the exact parameters that it knows exactly what, RPMs it needs to be. Exactly. So that's rev match. All right. We're going to let people get by us here. And up here we've got a freeway entrance that I usually am able to step on the gas and give it a good go. You're doing all right. You don't feel queasy or anything?
No,
Okay,
no.
all right.
It's just my cough.
I usually ask that because sometimes people do get a little queasy riding.
I guess it's the G-force as well when you speed up.
It is. It is. And when we're on track, I'm just giving you a teeny weeny taste of what it's like to be on the track. It's impossible to replicate exactly what it's like to be on the track.
Yeah.
Okay, good catch. Hold on
I
to
got
that. That was wheel spin, which caused the vibration.
It's gonna sound like
Yep, so just hold on to that for a second.
That's all good. I'm glad I caught that.
That was a good move. Alright, so we've got no one in front of us, so we're going to touch the gas here. And I'll feather it in.
Whoa.
And that's a bit of the braking capability.
That is crazy.
Because when you can brake, or when you can go fast, you have to be able to bring that speed
That's
down.
right down, yeah. That's cool though.
So that's a little taste of
Track life.
And that's what it is. It's full on and full braking because you have to be on the brake as hard as you can to be able to make the next corner.
Yeah. So it's constantly going between those two extremes pretty much. Wow.
So that's what it's like.
On the track. Wow. I don't know how long I
Is that
handle
fun
it.
or is
yeah,
that
it was
horrible?
cool. Oh no, I didn't find it horrible. It was fun. It's kind of an addiction.
It is a unreal addiction. It really can. It really is. And you have to be very careful with this car on the street because you're easily going way over the speed limit.
Yeah.
And also, if you're not trained and you don't really understand the dynamics of the vehicle, that's where people get into trouble. They buy these high-performance cars, or worse yet, they'll buy a used one for one of their kids that's still very high performance, and the kid doesn't have any training on driving it, and goes out and they wrap it around a telephone pole on the first day. Because these cars can get away from you. They're just like any other, very high-level, high-performance piece of anything. You have to know how to control it. Otherwise, if it gets away from you, you're off the road and in the ditch at a very high speed.
That's what makes them so dangerous, I'm guessing.
So the wheel hop in first gear that we experienced there, that just gave us a little fluttering, is because our tires, even though it's warmed up, it's 9 degrees now.
Yeah, it's not as warm as they should be.
No. And the power of the car is more than what the ability of the tires are to maintain traction.
So what temperature would the tires usually sit at? Is like a good speed for the track?
Yeah, if we get up to probably another 20 degrees Fahrenheit would be ideal. The sun helps a lot because it actually warms the surface of the road.
Yeah.
And the length of time that I've been driving also warms the tires up through friction on the street itself. So if we did a few runs like we did there, They would eventually get warm enough that I could maintain traction in first gear.
Okay.
Because these tires are sticky enough that they would allow that to, they would have enough traction capability to handle the power. But 460 horsepower is a lot of horsepower to handle. And these tires are very high performance, low profile, sticky, what we call sticky tires. If you had regular tires, just like the Hyundai has, I would spin them all the way through first, second, third. You would never get traction.
Okay, that's quite freaky.
Yeah. So you do need very, very high performance sticky tires to go along with all the rest of the capability of the vehicle.
Yeah. Do you find you have to change the tires quite a bit?
It's interesting when people ride with me on the track. They're like, "You must go through a set of tires every event."
Yeah.
And actually, they last probably a good year and a half, even with the track time that I do.
That's pretty
So
good.
that'll be probably they'll probably do 15 events.
Wow.
Plus normal street driving.
That's actually really good.
It really is. It's really quite impressive. What I wear out more than that are brakes.
Yeah.
Brake pads.
Brake pads.
I'll go through a set of brake pads, and probably front ones take the brunt of it. So a brand new set of brake pads will last me maybe 2 events.
Whoa.
Sometimes 3.
Yeah.
And then the back ones are about double that, so they'll go about 4 events on the back, maybe 5 or 6.
That's crazy.
And they're not cheap. One set of brake pads for this is $600.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is sky high.
So
the maintenance for
the
these
hobby,
cars.
the hobby is not a cheap by any stretch, but people spend a lot of money on golf, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Would you rather play golf or would you rather have a Corvette? I think I'd rather a Corvette.
Yeah, I would much rather do this than golf. You can feel it's a fairly bumpy ride. That's because the suspension is in sport mode.
Yeah.
If I go to touring mode,
It's a lot softer.
it'll be a softer ride, exactly. And the shocks are actually magnetically charged, and then when I switch from one mode to another, they dampen it more or less to have a better feel or a softer ride.
Yeah.
And the track mode is even more severe than that. It's very jarring, but that's what I want on the track, because I want to keep those tires on the surface of the track.
You don't want them bouncing around.
You don't want them bouncing around, precisely. You're very intuitive on this stuff, Hayley.
Yeah, I tend to talk to Dad a bit about cars.
Yeah.
And I've learned a bit more recently from him.
Yeah,
I do have an interest. I figure a lot of the time.
No pun intended, but you're tracking along really well with the whole conversation.
Dad would love to have a go at this. Too bad he's how many miles away?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun taking people, not just for a little ride around like we did, but when people go to the track with me, and I've probably taken, from my church alone, I've probably taken 15 to 20 people.
Yeah.
And they've ridden on the track with me.
That's so cool. I guess because you don't experience stuff like that.
Yeah, it's almost like for them like going to Disneyland or something like that. It's just really such a unique experience to ride along in a high performance sports car that's doing what it was designed and built to do.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to do that one day. Just because you see it on like your TV screens. Dad will sit there and watch hours of it, but you don't actually realize the power in the cars until you can actually get in them. Like I would have never thought you would get that much G just from G forces.
Yeah.
From just going on a straight. I love this backing camera and how it swerves.
I love it too.
That's really cool.
I love it too, except I didn't look at it very well.
Yeah.
I was watching out the window instead of watching it, and not allowing it. I'm trying to get it in kind of the similar position we had before, so when we take pictures of Olivia, it'll be about the same.
In the sun.
Be in the sun.
And I'll hand you back your radar.
All right.
So
Now,
it went running.
let's take a look. Yes, it did. That thing just does not hold it securely enough. Let's go to our performance data recording. We'll stop.